Alright, let's get this show on the road, nerds. Welcome to my art stream. It is my now semi-monthly art stream where I only art. I do not game, I art. I art as a verb. Aggressively. With me tonight is, of course, our ever-growing band of bots over here. Drapsnat, bot of the year, all years. Mark Zink, not sure if you're a bot or not, but say hi if you aren't. And if you're a very advanced bot, say hi too. So as I said, today is going to be a art stream. We're going to be working on all kinds of little things that I've got piling up here around my little HQ. And it's going to be good times. So first I have to crack open a potion. There we go. Much better. All right. Let's see. Who we got in the chat so far? Just me and Drapsnap and Mark Think. And Steam Elements. Hooray! Well, if you're watching the VOD or anything like this later, this is what I do on the last stream day of the month. So if you stop by and yell at me or something, I might even draw stuff. So here we go. I'm going to start this evening with a little thing I like to call Sketchbook Pro. Today I am working on some of the costumes. Actually, I need to get a little longer cable here. One moment. There we are. Now I shall plug you into the magic rectangle. Ah, yes, the proper theme for the magic rectangle as well. Just checking a couple other things here. The ducking is really, really strong. Really strong. I don't know if that's going to help. No, it won't. I like the music. I just don't want it to be drowned out completely by me. Man, I wish there was like an easy ducking remove. You know, like being able to remove that. Oh, maybe it's in filters. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's the noise gauge. Yeah, well, we will deal with it. So, anyway, tonight, our first thing is going to be in Sketchbook Pro. I'm going to be working on some Halloween costumes because Halloween is right around that spooky corner. I'm looking forward to seeing all kinds of Halloween art from all kinds of people. So, please let me know if I missed anything in the tags. I've got critique, welcome, responsive to chat, that sort of thing. But yeah, if you see any of that, let me know. Okay. We are streaming, so hopefully folks will filter in. That'd be kind of nice. Let's see. Can I get rid of that ducking? Because it is just driving me nuts. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's weird because I didn't actually turn ducking on. Okay. Maybe if I remove the side chain. Ooh, there we go. Once again, your pitiful human technology cannot stop Fabian Zib. All right. Now that I've conquered electronics, it's time to get to work. So, surprising no one, I'm going to go ahead and put Kisuke in Max's costume from Shining Force. And because they're that couple, I'm going to go ahead and put Katya in Chris's outfit. Because if you remember while I was playing it, my headcanon was that they were dating. And guess what? My headcanon's right. So we're going to go ahead and move along with that. I have started Kisuke here as Max, but I have not quite started Katya yet. And that is going to change right now. We're probably going to refine this sketch a little bit as we go. So, and he should be a little shorter. There we are. All right, let's get Katya in there. Zoom in, you blue idiot. All right. Give me one moment here. I've drawn a nose, and now everyone should be completely surprised and excited about it. Just checking to see if anything is going out there. It certainly should be. Kind of surprised. Oh, righty. Oh, gosh, it's so quiet. Even Stream Elements has nothing to do. Oh, mercy me. That's okay. If Stream Elements doesn't have a whole lot to do, I'm not really too worried about it. Okay. I am, however... Ah, yes, there we go. Johnny's theme. Perfect for a night with Fabian Zib. It's the wonky trumpet that makes it super sexy. The dog makes noise like this. It's usually a bad time for everyone. Changing up a couple things here because I have a couple timers that are a little overwhelming. So let's change that to like... There we go. Lucky 26. I like that. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to change that real quick in Stream Elements. Since the last stream we had, even though it was just a gaming stream, wow, were those notifications just going everywhere? Oh, come on. My theme ended. Surprising no one. I'm flipping the typical role on this. So Kisuke will be the one who's super excited about the costumes, while Katya is less excited. So I believe the only other... I've only done 2 Halloween pictures. Jeez. Yeah, I think I've only done 2. 3. I've done 3. And they've all just basically featured Hiroko. So this will be nice to kind of get everybody in there. She's an angry little floating head, isn't she? Mark Zink. That's interesting because Zink is a character in Shining Force 2. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you just thought this name sounds like a cool onomatopoeia. And then you went on with your day. But maybe you didn't. Maybe it took a long time figuring that out. Going with the crossed arms look. Going with it. She's putting up the front that she hates this, but she loves this. Yeah, Robo's theme. One of the problems I've had quite often is Kaya gets too wide. She gets shoulders like a linebacker. And she's big. I'll give her that. She's not the fridge. You know, she's not an NFL linebacker, so give her some ears here. Zoom in, you blue idiot. All right. I should just make that a text notification. Help me remind me. There we go. Her little doots. Like her little doots. It's funny too, because it's not like it's a revealing costume or anything. She's just embarrassed because she's in a girly costume. Okay. This is better. Like I said, I've been making her too wide lately, and it's been throwing me off for long stretches of time, so this should be a lot better. I always kind of need that little guide for her waist, too, since she has a stronger trunk. There we go. Actually, I should have placed her legs already. Silly mistakes that you can only point out to Fabian Zed. Actually, I have a lot of reason to be excited, despite the fact that no one's here at the moment. I'm super excited. I just did the count yesterday, and just going with what I've got published and what I've got in the wings for the comic. There's that wide again. Everything published and scheduled actually brings us to January 1st. We have officially finished the 2023 comic season. So that's a huge deal for me. I haven't been this far ahead in ages, and it feels really, really good. It's so nice to be to feel like I'm in control of the comic and the project and everything. Finally feeling that now, so it's cool. It's a nice feeling. There we go. That's better. I still have to establish a Katya model sheet, which is also on the docket for tonight. Stay tuned. Why am I erasing the guides I just put in? Little blue idiot. All right. Do 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 do. And though the interested parties are not here at the moment, maybe they'll be watching this later. The gaming PC is still, unfortunately, AWOL. We have located one problem and taken care of it, only to find another. So, this weekend I should be heading up to getting it fixed, or at the very least, figuring out what is wrong with it now. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll have some more Comic Doctor streams. I feel bad that I've been kind of letting that go, but cannot run it on the M1, which is weird. It's very weird because it's a very powerful machine. I've actually been very excited with some of the stuff it was able to play. Funny enough, with no mods or anything, the which one is it called? Aether SX2. Great PS2 emulator. And I cannot believe how incredibly well everything runs. I'm used to PS2 emulators that suck. Like, they have never been good in my experience. And it's so cool to be able to play not only off the discs that I have, but to be able to play them in reasonable fashion. In fact, the loading times are so much nicer. It's like I almost defaulted to it tonight. Like, maybe we should just do gaming a little bit, but no, PS2. But yeah, no such luck so far. But should be good. Okay. Just checking Twitter and everything to see if my alerts and things have gone out, but nothing so far. That's weird. Weird. I don't see a alert having gone out. Interesting. Weird. Huh. Okay, well, it's unfortunate, but I still like streaming anyway, so hopefully folks will trickle in as we go. Kind of surprised. Usually it sends a little doodah every time. Whoa, 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 whoa. It sends a little doodah every time I start the stream. And I'm not sure why it's not doing that. That's weird. Let's see if the stream's showing up on Twitch. That'd be a good idea. Let's see if it's on Twitch at all. I hope this thing's on Twitch. Yeah, I'm showing live. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I can see me. Way to go, me. Look at you streaming like a person thing. I like it. Huh. Yeah, that's the darndest thing. Okay. Well, if folks are here, then folks are here. And if they're not, they're not. That's okay. I'm only slightly hurt. My superior draconic feelings can't be hurt that badly. Anyway. All right, Drapsnat and Mark Zink, you two are my buddies for this particular stream. We're going to make this Tom Hanks sad. We're going to make this Castaway sad. It's going to be great. It's funny, Black Box is usually here, so I hope he's okay. Yeah. Hope Canada's doing all right. What would we do without America's hat? All right. So I'm going to do this little shtick that I like to do with Katya, where, actually, I'm going to, once again, she's just a little too wide. There's nothing wrong with her being wider, but it doesn't give the same silhouette that I'm looking for. I try to keep her and Kisuke not too far apart. Because it gets, like, the size difference gets really weird after a while. So, actually, let's double check, is my mic on? My mic is on. I am not muted. Well, that's good. Well, maybe it is just a busy night for everybody on Twitch. I get it. I'm paranoid enough that I'm double checking the news to see if there's like some horrible national tragedy that I should probably be paying attention to. Nope. The only tragedy is me using good internet to run the news. Blech. I have to watch a cartoon later to make it better. All right. So, yeah, I think we've got the right, close to the right here. Actually, I might just shrink her upper body a little bit. Just to make it a little bit more. Yeah, because now I can put in more trunk. There we go. Ah, yes. This is one of my favorite songs that the Blake Robinson Orchestra did. I love this version of it because every time I hear it, it sounds like the bard and the barbarian went to the tavern. Like, the entire party is resting, everyone's regaining their spell slots and getting all their HPs back. But wait, where's the bard? And where's the barbarian? Oh, no. There's a tavern in that town. Okay, so this is the basic form I think I'm gonna go with for Katya. This shoulder needs to kind of chill out. It's going it's going RoboCop crazy. There's too much craziness here. Get that trapezius in there because why not? Everyone needs more trapezius in their life. Make it look like she doesn't have a compound fracture. I'm not too worried about her chest since with the arms crossed thing, it's a little bit less prominent. Although now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I'm not too happy with it. Why don't we do this? It's something that I usually do. Let's just map out the torso first. So I keep going ahead of myself. My art teacher, Tiamat, rest his soul. I don't know if he's dead. I just think he needs a break. There we go. There we go. And that. There we go. So, okay, so we've mapped out the torso. Excellent. Wonderful. Great. Grand. So now that we've got that, I think what I'll do is I will skip some more steps. And I'm going to start adapting the costume to her because I don't think her arms are going to be doing a whole lot. So no big deal. Let's pull you in. All right. Chris is adorable. Look at this. I love this character. I love Camelot's early 90s designs. They're the same thing. Also, if you can't tell, they're totally dating because they both have floopy shoes. Look at these floopy boots and floopy shoes. How do these stay on? Also, holy shit, those feet. Max, I kind of get. Chris? Whoo-wee. Hard to tell if she's digitigrade or not, but man, them boots, man. I never really noticed that before. Holy cow, she got big old feet. Big old stompers. I love it. All right, Katya. Time to get you a little bit more grumpy. Let's get that costume started. So she's got a weird little cowl here in front. It's like a half cape, I guess. Oh, it's a tabard. It's a tabard. Now I see it. Okay. So, tell you what. There we go. Let's drop that belt in there first. Let's have that this is where we're starting, essentially. Okay, so we got the belt. And the tabard. And it is a straight up tabard. It is not it's not a dress. It's not not any other kind of garment. It is just a straight up tabard. And we will get into more detail on these little cuffs on her. These, I guess you could call them almost capris. And since, we're on a separate layer, so I'm just going to go ahead and start filling in some stuff just so I know where things are. Da, da. There we go. Just want to make sure. Now she kind of looks like Lord Beerus. Hey, Drapsnat, what did you think about the first Die Hard movie? I don't care if you're a bot. I want to know your opinion on the first Die Hard movie. One of Bruce Willis's best? Or an embarrassing reminder of the 80s? Your call, Drapsnat. We're getting that weird little cowl thing going. This is something I've been accused by my lovely friends that I must not know how to draw necks and shoulders because I always draw big collars. Well, Adoy, I can draw them just fine. Look at that. Okay. Kind of wondering where everyone is. That is a little worrying. Okay. doop, doopity doopity doop. Okay. Have I missed everyone? Has everyone just shown up now and started yelling at me? No, of course not. All right. That's okay. I need to get some work done on this anyway, so we're going to go ahead and hit her tabard up a little bit more. I think I was saying it before, but I interrupted myself. I love early 90s Camelot because they had their style and they stuck to it, and I loved it. Even in Shining Force 2, when they had a bigger budget and better graphics in general, they still had their style, and I really love that they kept to that. I don't know how I'm going to adapt her feet to those boots. That's a new one. Maybe it's just been a very busy Thursday for everyone. I know it was busy for me. I was up and doing stuff since 7 a.m., so not super early for some folks, but early enough for me. Even in the Underkingdom, I was not much of a morning person. I think I need her expression to be very blank and dull and like looking forward, like she's like the Raggedy Andy. I think he's gonna be the one who's just like, "Oh my god, you look so great." He'll be geeking out about it. I don't know why I seem to have such an affinity to costumes in this storyline, but yeah, it's just something I do. Oh, I see. I goofed. I've elongated this a little too much. I was wondering, why is her arm so long? And it's just like, because the costume's a little too long. Hearing a lot of timpani in this Blake Robinson music. Blake Robinson. Don't know what to do with her arm yet, so I'm just going to place it there for now. All right. Ooh, I didn't mean to put that in A major. Ah, do I hear the flapping of dark wings and dark words? It could only be Corvus Blackwood. Hello, Corvus. Welcome to the stream. You are the first living thing to have arrived. I'm as shocked as you are. Hey, Black Fox, there you are. I was legit wondering where you were. Nice to have you guys here. We are doing some drawing, and I'm embarrassing Corvus. Not Corvus. Jeez. Katya. For the character that has the biggest weapon, she is going to be the healer for Halloween. Oh, your power went out. That sucks. Yeesh, is that like a rolling blackout thing happening in Canada, or is it just like thunderstorms or something? Well, that doesn't answer it, and it does answer it, so thank you. Okay. Oh, a car hit power pole. Yep, that'll do it. We have this weird thing in our neighborhood where we are. Oh gosh, that's weird. Um, we have this thing where we're kind of like on the very edge of the power grid. Yeah, I noticed that. Let me check something. Okay. Man, either my intuition is getting better or I'm just super smart. All right. Got it. Because I could hear the roboting on my side, so. All right. Arm there for now. You know something, Black Fox? I've been to Australia, and the amount of times and places that they use kangaroos and koala and, you know, all that, and emus and everything, they use them all the time. Is this the same in Canada with maple leaves and moose? Like, I really need to know. Because I feel like we are really, really far behind the ball here. Like, I need to see some more eagle stuff happening. Ah, an alarm for something that's not the stream. Yeah, we'll do the arm. Yeah, there we go. She'll be holding Chris's dumb staff. I don't know what else to call it. It's dumb. I'm just saying it's a fun opportunity. And that's all I'm saying. It's a fun opportunity. I wish more countries would do. They just need to entertain me, is what I'm saying. Only on Canada Day. Well, that's fair. Gray today. A gray day. Yeah, it's getting to be that winter time. I mean, we're gonna have autumn first, but from where I'm located, we usually kind of skip and just go right into the crap. Maybe have like a minute or two of decent weather. Although back in the day, when I was a young hatchling, I remember having to go trick or treating in a coat and my costume, which was not fun. It was not fun at all. Okay. Oh, of course, I've got to get the half cape in there because this costume is nothing without this stupid, useless half cape. I suppose this is what some parents feel like when they're dressing up their child in a very embarrassing costume that their therapist will have to get them through 30 years from then. All right. Corvus, we got another week almost down. How are you doing? On a scale of woo to blah. Oh, no gray. Darn. All right. That's a happy laugh, right? That's a happy laugh. That's not like a predator laugh. Hey, there he is. Welcome, Septilio. Man, all I had to do was just start talking about how I had nobody in here, and boom. I was talking to the bots. I was having a great conversation with the bots. So, if you ever want to check out the VOD and see me slowly spinning into madness, there I am. But welcome, Septilio. We're doing some the art stream, of course, and at the moment I'm working on Halloween costumes, and as I mentioned previously, Kisuke and Katya are absolutely that couple. So he is going as Max from Shining Force, and she is going as Chris from Shining Force, because in my headcanon they're super dating. Because I mean, look at him, look at her, she's a peanut, and he's okay. He's kind of got like a doofy butt chin, but I mean, look at her, she's cute. She's like a elf deer, something like that. But yeah, so that's what we're working on right now. La, 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 la. And we're listening to some more Chrono Trigger because that's what I do. Now I have to try to adapt Katya's hairstyle. His hairstyle is dumb. I love it, but it's dumb. She has a... You know, I didn't see it that way before, but I wonder if her hat is like a nun's headdress kind of thing. Like part of a nun habit. Well, that's why she's running away. That's why she's joining the Shining Force, so she can be with her one true love. Yeah. It's not as good as 80s hair, but it's definitely there. Like every... Gosh. This hairstyle actually has some real Callie Briggs vibes, doesn't it? Like, absolutely Callie Briggs from SWAT Cats. Okay, so let's drop this down a minute. La, 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 la. Let's refine that sketch a little bit. I think I will lift her chin a little bit and make her a little haughtier. Oh man, we get those occasionally in the summer, and it's always weird because like I always hear the power going off and I never hear it going back on. I remember I woke up because it was so quiet. Isn't that great? You're sound asleep and then your brain's just like, wait a minute, it's too quiet in here. Go to emergency, we're being attacked by a tiger mode. There we go. Oh, that's terrible, though. Poor learner. Well, I mean, if anything, they can totally chalk that up. Like, put it on the side of their car. Like, stamp it, like, light poles. Or subscribers to that power company's out of power. That'd be awesome. Definitely had that when the power comes back on, though. It's just like... And everything just blasts you in the face, and you're just like... Of course, my superior draconic eyesight is never bothered by such things as simple fluorescent lighting, but I'm just trying to relate to you, mammals. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, because especially when you hit a utility like that, I mean, there's police involved, and Resk is absolutely going to be a character name. Hang on, I have to write that down. Resk. Yes. Big fan of that word, Resk. Thank you, Subtilio. All right. Let's drop that down a little bit more. I was reading up with some other artist, and they were talking about when you do an undersketch like this, that you should turn the other sketch almost completely off. Like, only the barest lines, the best lines should be showing. And I was like, what is that all about? And then they were saying that the problem with a lot of us artists have is that we'll draw sketchy lines. And we like the sketchy lines because it's infinite possibilities at that point. It always looks right to us. When we put the ink down, it looks terrible. Because it's solid. It's in stone. Never shall you be at rest. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Light poles don't grow on trees. Oh, man. This is way better than talking to myself. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll keep her other eye in there because that, to me, seems like a better idea. Her hair disappears into her little cowl there. She kind of has like a nun version of a Link hat. Yeah. In fact, it might even be part... You know what? It might even be part of her cape. It's kind of cute. Oh, yeah. At some point, I should be able to bust out Anna. She is in here somewhere. Black Fox, you weren't here when I was talking to the bots, but we have officially caught up and we have officially completed the 2023 Trapfinders comics. All of 2023 has been drawn, lettered, inked, colored, possibly in that order, and they are ready to go. And I'm super excited about it. I'm like 5 comics ahead. Just feels great. So, hooray! Oh, it is a mantle, isn't it? See, I was thinking tabard. Oh, now I get it. She's got this weird little jumpsuit, and then she has her mantle over it. I like that. Okay. Do. All right. And of course, welcome Elysian. Welcome your Sharpia. I'm absolutely sure I butchered that. Be you bot or not, welcome to the stream. Hopefully, if you're not getting entertainment from this, you're getting delicious, delicious data that you can send to your overlords and market to me. There we go. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let me save this, and I'll see if I can dig up Anna real quick. Boop. How's everyone else doing? So, Septilio, how are you doing? Oh, that's a different project. That's a different project entirely. I have far too many folders of things. Going through all of my artwork today because I can't find that stupid thing. A trail ride? Do you ride horses, perhaps? Aww. You're making a lot of assumptions about how sweet Teddy is. Maybe he's a real jerk. Maybe Anna just married him to keep him in line. That's how marriage works, right? Mountain bikes. I have mountain biked as well. I have fallen twice without serious injury. Although one of them was straight over the handlebars. My wheel got wedged in front and I just whoop, went right over. So that was exciting. But awesome. Mountain biking is fun. When I fell, the training wheels shot off of my bike. We weren't able to find them, so now I'm kind of on my own. But hey, got able to put a notch in the helmet, so. Very cool. What was I doing? Okay, yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh. No, it's funny. You said trail ride, and I just thought of some horses that I know. And they're super sweet horses. They're very sweet. And I went over to help take care of them this weekend. And, you know, I'm kind of small. So it's a liability. They got feet like dinner plates, but yeah, horses are fun. They're sweet. They're big dum-dums, and I like them. You fell once, cracked your helmet against a rock, and somehow did not feel the bruise forming on your leg and arm. You know why you didn't feel that? It's because it was the power of the mountain. Yeah. Yes, it was probably adrenaline. You're actually right. I need to I need to get to the thing I was looking for. Oh my god. Sorry, I don't like digging through my file system on stream. It's a little bit... It just weirds me out. Okay, now was that the full clip for Anna? Let's see. I seem to remember there being much more drawing than that. Yes, Anna. And I'm trying to figure out where her art is. I have found one of them. And it's a much older... I think it was the original sketch. Just a basic sketch. Nothing too crazy on it. Now I have to try to figure out where she is. Like going through folders like unused concepts and stuff just to see if I can find her. I'm finding all these old pages. I'm like, oh god, I'm glad I didn't do that one. Okay. At least this isn't a technical issue. It's just me not being able to find a thing. Weird. It's gonna bug me, Black Box. If I can't find it, it's gonna bug me. Because it was here. Well, shoot. In the interest of not dragging the stream to a complete halt, let me get her going here. I've got the basic sketch. I am sure her full art is somewhere here. But let me get that here. Okay. Got some other projects here that we'll be working on. Got some model sheets. And this was the sketch that I did of Anna per Black Fox's instruction. Interestingly enough, I did have a friend of mine tell me about bears being plantigrade. They are not digitigrade like other quadrupeds. I was surprised and shocked and then just went, meh. But yeah, that is Anna. So hopefully I will be able to dig up the other one, because that one was going very well. Let me swap out here to back to the sketching. Now I have to do some... It has been a day. There we go. You know, it's just been one of those days where you're just like, I can't find anything. Yeah, they totally do. It was very interesting because I was, doing my regular Zib thing of not knowing a thing, and then they were just like, nah, they're plantigrade. It's like, oh, well, she is not, maybe. I bet, yeah, because instead of it just being the toes, it's the whole ass hand, just whap. Gato's theme. Gato's a robot. You beat him up for some points. Da, 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 da. I like to think Rill has a very active cosplay community. That's where they can find these costumes. You know, it's funny. I actually find this design for Chris way cuter now that you pointed out it's a mantle. It's just like, oh, look at you. I've always thought her design is cute, but still. Katya's less enthusiastic about it, but... I mean, we had an entire chapter where Kisuke was basically dressing up in costumes, and she was benefiting from it, so... We will turn the tables once in a while. All right. You know, I feel like Chrono Trigger is being a little overpowering. How about we swap up the music? We've been going for about an hour. I'm going to swap up that music a little bit here. Ba-do-do-do. Ba-da-do. There we go. Where did you go? It's always whenever you're looking for an album that you can't find that album. Well, Krudsky. That's going to be under... That's going to be further down. Oh, weird. Why isn't it there? Well, I shall use the power of typing. Ah! I'll use the power of typing to save me. And I can't see my monitor properly. Well, there we go. There we go. Good grief, that took way too long. Nice guess. Night in the Woods, Volume 1. I actually haven't listened to Night in Volume 1 for like 3 weeks. That I can remember. I mean, anyone can go back in the VODs and be like, you're a liar, a charlatan. And I'll be like, I'm one of those things. La, da, da. Do, do, do. Ooh, ooh. All right. Hopefully the music is not overpowering. Doesn't look like it should be, but I'm always a little bit paranoid about that. And her arm actually needs to be a little higher. One of the things I've been trying to do lately is account for shoulders a little bit better, because they are kind of wonky and take a lot of messing around with. Oh, good. That's what I was shooting for, so thank you. Much appreciated. Okay. Doodly-doodly-dee. Well, I'm glad you had a fun trail ride, Septio. That's awesome. Do, 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 do. Oh man, yeah, I'm not that far along yet, but it's definitely a good feeling, like getting done with a trail ride. Just like it's like, oh, feel good. Maybe Anna and Teddy art pieces could be Valentine's art piece. Aww. Well, I mean, just having Kisuke and Katya on screen is essentially a Valentine's Day piece, so these two crazy kids. Oh, I think the other reason I have such an affinity for 90s Camelot Shining Force artwork is because it's almost exactly where all of my pants designs came from. I mean, look at these things. They're garbage. I like how now Black Fox is pulling in people to vouch for the Anna and Teddy. Yeah, it's weird because like you'd think like right here is where the kneecap would be if you're going by the thigh. So it'd be like tied right below the knee, but it's still at that joint. And then just because I'm sensitive to this thing, that's why I don't care for pants in general. But these little things would drive me nuts because they'd be flapping all over, and you'd think there's a bug on you. Also, this girl is absolutely malnourished. Look at these shins and these calves. This is just like an extra set of arms. Blech. But she's adorable, so. So that's how we're going about it. It's the theme to Night in the Woods. Muppet legs, the most valuable and rare legs of all. I don't think it was till the Muppet movie that we kind of all saw that they had legs. That crazy trick that they pulled. Do Muppet legs. I still think the greatest challenge is going to be these boots. Teddy started crime just to be arrested by Anna. There was no crime in Luft. There was never any crime. Everyone lived in harmony until that badger showed up. Stripey son of a bitch. I guess Anna has that voice. She has the Clint Eastwood voice. I don't know how I'm going to adapt these boots. I really don't. Or maybe she's more like Carmelita Montoya Fox. And she has some ridiculous accent that totally works for her. Or maybe she's just from, like Minnesota. Exactly. The thought that came to my mind was these boots look like their pants got pulled down. Like these boots got pantsed pretty hard. I will adapt them to be less ridiculous, if such a thing is possible and real. There we go. So at least she has boots of some kind. Because if there's someone who'd be upset about not having boots, it'd be our girl Kaya here. Although she never wears shoes. It's something I've kind of done with the Farah, is that they don't really do the shoe thing. Not so much. They do kind of do like little spats, though. There's shoes that come with leggings, but her legs are too thin. Okay. Septio, for reals? You're making her cuter. Oh, man. She's just a little lady. Aww. She's just so cute. Aww. Well, now I'm seeing her in a completely different light. Although it does not change my ship at all. It does not change the ship. This ship is sailing. I'll actually make those a little bit more prominent. There we go. Oh, that's right. Jasmine and Jam. Remember that. Oh, you know what she's missing? She's missing a little bit of a head tilt. That's what she's missing. I was like, she's so ramrod straight. There's something wrong here. We're going to figure it out as old Fabian Zib. That boy can crack any case. What we'll do is I need to just put a note here that just says to tilt, comma, idiot. There we go. Now I'll remember. Later I'm going to be like, who wrote that? This is rude. Resk. Yes, Jam had the two kinds problem, or the two kinds solution for a larger bust, which is like a magic shirt or magic wrappings. Aww. Probably had a hard day at work. My dog is not resting next to me, or at least down on the floor. I'm up on several boxes to try to get up so I can be on this chair. Oh, no, now I remember. Okay. Okay, so it looks like her collarbone was broken. Her arm is hanging so low. That is one of the tricky things about trying to adapt 90s anime. Some of the proportions are a little weird, but it's okay. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, I think that'll do. So we'll just redo that little strappy-do right there. I love zooming in like this because I know what I'm looking at, but no one has any idea. They're just like, this is like licorice and bread dough. Oh, it's an arm. All right. Yeah, this is looking real good. I'm actually really happy with this. I'm not happy with the stubby arm. I need to bring that back a little bit. Yeah, you know, you're right. It actually is a little unlevel. It's that heel. It's that darn heel. Oh, it's even on the wrong layer. Oh, great. Tell you what, we will get... Now that I understand that these boots are actually part of leggings that she can't fit into. There we go. Oop, switched to the pen for some reason. Nice is a very strong word. Unless you were talking about Black Fox's girlfriend. There we go, that's better. And it hides the heel, because I like to do that. Much like Wayne Reynolds, the fantasy illustrator, who is extremely good at what he does, and way better than me, and not at all standing behind me right now. No, Wayne Reynolds is one of my favorite illustrators, but he has this really weird aversion to drawing feet. He hates it. He hates drawing feet. He will hide them in any piece he does. And he does so many high-profile pieces that it's really easy to see. BFGF. Squad goals. Yeah, but if you look up anything by Wayne Reynolds, WayneReynolds, he has incredible work. He's done things for Dungeons & Dragons. He's done things for Pathfinder. He did a lot of work for Pathfinder. He's done some Magic the Gathering work. He's done a lot of illustration in the fantasy realm. But man, you can count the amount of times he draws feet on 2 fingers. He does not draw feet a lot. And I don't blame him, because feet are difficult and not fun to draw. Especially when you're like drawing them digitigrade and trying to make them stand out a bit. There we go. Now I'm wondering if I should have her arm up, like over... Yeah, like up over the staff that she'll have. I think it'll just be over her shoulder, something along that, but you know what? Go with the pose you've got. The pose you've got looks fine. Not trying to get fancy. Not trying to get super fancy. Super fancy. We're super fans on this stream. I think it's the lack of definition on this arm that's bugging me. You had a great character going there until you had the secret boyfriend out in the woods. That just, I mean, Black Fox, that sounds like the beginning of a Forensic Files episode. Jam was a well-loved criminal mastermind, but one day when she visited her boyfriend in the forest, she never came back. Yeah. It's even worse with some of the PCs. I know he did a lot of the original character art for the iconics in Pathfinder. So like Amari the barbarian and Valorous the fighter, all those guys. They're like basically from the knee up all the time. Or if there is a foot, it is extended behind them in a leap, and the other one is tucked neatly under them, far from the prying eyes of art enthusiasts everywhere. Yes, the Ranger. Fear not, Ranger. Every time I think of Rangers, I think of the Dungeon Master from the D&D cartoon. Good stuff. I like this because, like, the impetus for a lot of folks is to, like, oh, it's Halloween, I'm going to draw my characters in a sexy costume. I've basically drawn her as a nun. And Kisuke looks like a Fire Emblem refugee. Oh, I like this. This is really cute. To me. I mean, everyone else is probably like, Zim, shut up. But you know what? That's my stream. I get to talk. Haha. Reynolds, actually, you make a good point. Reynolds does very good monsters. I think he does abstract very well, like aberrants and things like that. His monsters are great. But yeah, he definitely has an aversion to feet. He's like the anti-foot guy. All right. Little picture of Chris. I need to move you because you are in the way of the rest of my drawing. It has expanded beyond you. You are no longer needed. Actually, you were super needed, but I'm going to have to find a reference for her staff. Okay. And her tail. It'll be doing that cat thing where the tail is kind of swishing back and forth. Like the tip is swishing back and forth real excitedly. She's like, I'm hating every minute of this. And she's like, no, she loves it. Yes, the swishy swishy. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason Reynolds is so popular. He had an art book, but if I remember correctly, it is super expensive and hard to find now. It's like The Art of War, because his initials are Wayne A. Reynolds. Okay. This is great. And actually, I think before we move on to another piece, I'm going to make sure I get Kisuke a little bit more sketched out. Because I literally just took like the max artwork before the stream, and I was just like, there we go. That's a good thing to start from. And if I am being smart about it, I should probably combine some... That is what girlfriends do. It is part of their job to terrify us at any given moment. It's kind of like having a cat. But nicer, because cats are jerks. Whoop-ha! Good morning! Enjoy your black eye. That's how mornings are. She wakes up and she's like, whoop-ha! You don't wake up to the sound of an alarm clock. You wake up to the sound of fist on meat. Just... Oh, you know what? again with the inverse kinematics, but I just realized one of the things that should be shifted are her hips. She's kind of got a little bit of a shift to them because her right shoulder is up, which means her right hip should be down and her left hip should be up. Today on TMI stream. Yeah, it's a weird little thing I learned called inverse kinematics. It's if you try it on your own body, if you raise your right arm higher and you're trying to maintain your balance, you'll notice your left hip goes up while your right hip goes down. Same thing for your left arm. If you raise your left arm, your left hip will go up, or your left hip will go down, and your right hip will go up. It's all inverted. It's, of course, just a means to keep your center of gravity, but it's also a really neat trick for animating and for drawing in general, when you remember it. That is something you know what? Not going to bother. It's a little too far in the stream for that, so let's get a little bit more on Kisuke here, huh? Yep. Let's take off the select tool. You do, and Gynax gains strength every time you do it, and then they release another Eva movie every 5 years or so once someone's done it enough. I can't wait for Evangelion. You are totally not alone. Cannot move forward. 1.3. Yeah, I was going to change Kisuke's expression here. He's all excited. He's like, you look great. And she's like, shut up. I don't want to look great. I want to look cool. She's so supportive. Greg, Greg. Also, drawing Kisuke with a headband is a little trippy. It's just like, whoa, man. Kind of getting him back to that original hairstyle. Like the single hair style. Greg. It's funny because I know that Fire Emblem had come out before Shining Force. Obviously, because it was a huge inspiration of Shining Force. But it always makes me laugh just to see some of these characters, because it's just like, you're a Fire Emblem character with a little bit more whimsy. Fire Emblem characters tend to be a little bit more like grimdark serious. I guess not grimdark, but like serious, and like, you know, instead of it being like, you know, I'm a baker and I attack people by throwing buns at them. Haha, I have a pronounced butt, you know, something like that. It's more like, I'm a soldier from the enemy army that I defected, but I betrayed you again, and now I'm a baker. You know, that kind of thing. Nope. Noble Dark, actually. I kind of like that. Ho. Just you and your girlfriend at your house today. Everyone else is out for the evening. Time to play some cool tapes. I don't often get to pull out the Homestar, so that's fun. I mean, mentally, I pull out Homestar all the time, but... Yeah, man, cool tapes. I like cool tapes. Don't you ever listen to cool tapes there, Black Fox? What about you, Septilio? You ever listen to some cool tapes? Just sit there in your car, like, listening to the radio, and you're like, yeah, man, I got a cool mixtape right here. And you pop it in there, and then it starts to spew out of the thing, and you're like, oh, crap. And then you pull it out, and you get a pencil, and you rewind the whole thing. Yeah. Cool tapes. I forgot, Kisuke doesn't get pants. Once again, it's a Halloween without pants for Kisuke. He doesn't seem to mind it this time, though. Probably because he has a sword. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've listened to a tape since tapes were a thing. You know. Oh, I forget. Black Fox is Babby. You see, Black Fox, as a worldly, draconic representative, I know many things about the technologies of your world, both here and in the past. Do, do, do. I remember when I first noticed Max had a gauntlet on his hand in the game and stuff, I was like, you should have more armor. You know, and then I looked up a video. It was a while ago. I looked up a video and it was like European martial arts. So they were like talking about like fighting in armor and stuff like that. I didn't realize there was so much punching in medieval sword fighting. It's like, holy crap, you're going to get punched more than you're going to get stabbed. So many haymakers, just wham! And with a gauntlet, too. And those mitten gauntlets, they are heavy. Yeah! Yeah, you could totally just go, yeah, and just, like, completely wail on somebody with those. I think that's the same tangent that I went on when I looked up kite shields and found out that kite shields were a weapon. Like, they were for real used as a weapon instead of just, like, a protection thing. That's why kite shields have that shape. Kind of shaped like a tooth, like a guitar pick. Because this part, sharp. It was a sharpened point. And then basically you used this and you would whack them with it, you know, knock them over and then stab them with it. Weird, right? Medieval weapon designers were crazy, man. Although I am sad to say that the flail was not a real thing. It's a real thing in real, absolutely, but it's not a real thing in your world. Sad to say. Let's check the max here. Oh yeah, it's definitely like Dogbone. Dogbone style. Oh, you saw a portable CD player in the local museum? Oh Lord. That's... Oh, Tiamat. Tiamat, keep us safe in these crazy technological times. Yeah. Doo, doo. It's rough, buddy. Yep. Throw some steel fists at some unarmed peasant who has no idea that he's in a field in the middle of nowhere, fighting an incredibly well designed and put together fighting force of like 50 dudes. That was something else I thought was neat when I was looking into history over here on this realm, was that your medieval battles were like 50 dudes at most. They weren't huge. Very different from the ancient ages where there were tens of thousands on battlefields at a time. There were obviously larger conflicts and stuff, but from what I've seen, like, they only had a handful of dudes in some of these major battles. Yeah. Dinosaurs. Just really old dragons. True facts. I think it just... Oh, I need his little dagger. Like, all right. Dagger he doesn't flip and use in the game. Either that or it's like an EpiPen. I don't know what it... I mean, this could literally be anything. I suppose it's a dagger. Yeah, it's like an E-dagger, so he can like pull it out that way. But like he never uses it. Silly. Yeah, I gather like armor in particular seemed like it was super hard to make and expensive, so like only lords had it for the most part. At least anything good. Semi-good. There we go. All right. Well, isn't that a pickled peach? Look at these two. These two look adorable. I love these two. Yeah, not very resistant. Mostly wool, a little bit of leather, and most. I didn't realize that was like an underlayer for most knights. They'd have that, and then they'd have plate on top of it, or well, they'd have that, then chain, then plate on top of it. It's like the average knight was carrying like 80 pounds of armor. It's like, holy cow! No wonder a peasant with a sharp stick could kill one if they fell off their horse. There we go. Like how the music was like, oh, we don't like the idea of nobility being killed. We're out. Awesome. These two look great. Super excited about that. That's going to be fun to do. I'm going to have a lot of fun inking that. Yeah, it's true. It's true. At this point, the only one wearing pants is Katya, so I guess she just feels left out. That's why she's kind of mad. Yep. 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 So breezy and free. Can't forget his tail. That is a terrible place to put his tail. But it's like one of the only places to put his tail. Well, I'll put it there because I am at a loss of where else to frickin' put it. You know me, I'm great with design. All right. So super happy with these two. I'm really liking it. Super glad you pointed out the mantle thing there, Cynthia. That was awesome. It makes it very different. Is there hair dye in the Trapfinder universe? You bet your bippy there is. Absolutely. Once again, my prominent draconic snoot has launched the microphone. But I have it. Okay, so we're going to save this up, and then we are going to boop-a-doop-a-doop, move on to another piece here. Because we just got to keep the hits rolling here. All right, cool. Oop. All right. What else were we working on? Oh, yes, we were working on... There you are. Thank you, Subtio. Full body dye must be expensive. You know, it's funny because I would think it'd be expensive for the Farah because they're typically bigger. But most of the Critterkin, they're pretty small. Had this idea for a sticker that I might put out. So this popped into my head, and I thought it was a really cool pose, and it's just rad. I would think that they could just dunk them. Like, they have a big old vat of the dye and just bloop, and then there you go. If you want multiple colors, it's gonna be real expensive. Yeah, thought this one was pretty cool when this came out. So, and actually, I feel pretty good about the sketch as it is. Might tighten a couple things up actually. Yeah, you'd need like a whole team. It'd be like dyeing hair. You know, it'd be like oh, well, I want my belly, all my belly fur to be like, white. It's like, okay, well, that's going to have to be last. You get everything all dyed the way you want, and then you have to get your belly dyed. Or bleached, I should say. But yeah, actually, I've thought of that a couple times. Totally not a prominent point in the story. Totally not something that's going to happen. But yeah, I was really... Oh, that's the... Is that the pencil tool? Is that the pencil tool? Am I zoomed in that far? Wow, dang, oh darn. Let's change that up. There we go. Just want to say I do appreciate everyone being here. It's just nice to have folks to draw with. Even if you're not drawing too, that's cool. It's one of those things where one of my favorite atmosphere kind of moments is sitting in a pub and drawing with a group of friends. There we go. Yeah, this is Katya. Oh, wait. Well, there's a little Hiroko right there. Look at her. Yep. Little Fox Galaxy right there. There's her little nose. Yep. I had a bunch of sketches on this page, and this one turned out the best. Plus, it's nice to get Katya doing what she does best, which is smashing stuff. So that was a cool point of view. Being the smashy. Yeah, you do. You need to slow that typing down. Otherwise, actually, if you do, that's going to take away a lot of my material, so don't. Sad boy turns to glad boy, while glad girl turns into sad girl. Orvis snuck out. Ah. How dare. How dare he. There, I've cursed him in his own language. Nah. Yeah. So far, Katya is just Katya. She's big, she's strong, she's loud. I love her to bits. She's very fun to write for. I don't know if Black Fox mentioned, I do have an office kobold job. And there have been moments where I have been like bored, like I have nothing to do, so I'll like type up some scripting, and then like sooner or later I'll just like bust out with something that's really funny. Yeah, it's kind of going for Eastern European, not like super specific. I was also a little worried. I was just like, I don't want to offend anybody. I just think it's a cool accent and it's funny to write for. There we go. I guess this is a little sneak peek too of the upcoming costume change for Katya. Yeah, I thought so. Thank you. Get that elbow in there, because if I don't, I'm going to forget. Just wanted to have a reeling back super far, like ready to come down on you. It's a good accent. Denotes strength and steadiness of spirit. Yeah, I'm liking. I don't think that would be her voice. Oh, that's right. I doodled this and I doodled... I've been very big on not doing these buckles anymore. I hate these buckles. I hate them so much. They don't look cool. They're a pain in the ass. They have to have their little loop, you know. Hate them. And so that's why I have the little magnetic dupe thingy that just kind of clicks in place. I prefer doing that. Because they could totally have magnets on Rill. They do have magnets on Rill. Big whoop want to fight about it. There we go. And tighten up that shoulder because shoulders don't go out that far. So many times I have to like remind myself, I'm like, she's not Goku. Please don't Goku her. She does not need muscles where there are no muscles. I love Toriyama. Man loved his muscles. Still alive, actually, so. All right. I did see Dynamic Cat snuck in there. Hey, Dynamic Cat. And A10, good to see you. Bot or not. Spofo. Yosharpia, nice to see you. Looks like Mark Zink is still here. He's definitely a bot. Elysian. Yeah, it's just nice to have everybody here. Okay. Going to use more of the Wonder Weave because it's just a solid cop out for me. You know, it's funny. I make fun of Wayne Reynolds because he doesn't like drawing feet, you know. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to draw, like, instead of drawing chainmail, they have this really special woven armor that's basically spandex. Because I absolutely do not want to draw chainmail. I used to draw, like, full links in chainmail, and then I started drawing, like, little clumps of links in chainmail, and then I just stopped altogether. I was like, this is exhausting. Oh, cool. Bringing them in. Do. All right. Is that in the chat or the Discord? Do. There we go. Just general shapery here. There we go. All right. This is great. Like I've mentioned before that I love having these streams mainly just so I can actually talk to people. But the other thing is that it just helps me get art done, and it also helps me learn how to swear at my computer in more languages. But this is great. This is just so nice to sit down and talk to people and draw. A lot of folks don't know how isolated you can feel when you're doing art. It's important to kind of reach out to people once in a while. It's difficult. A lot of artists are introverts. I'm not super introverted. I have my moments. But it's definitely nice to have people here. Oh, all right. I mean, he's a fixture now. I mean, he's been here for a couple of hours, so now he's just old hat. Nah, we're glad to have you with us. Glad to have anybody here. Bob Ross I ain't, but man, I like that guy's vibe, so. Guys, the dog has decided to sleep next to me. It's probably the coolest thing ever. He's just laying there on his little bed. All the way down there. If I fall off these stack of boxes, I will probably die, so. He looks adorable, though. Yes, Jam has the Enchanted Wonder Weave. This is, I think, going to become a sticker. So this is something I actually would really love to produce. Probably in my spare time. And maybe have them available at like conventions or something, or like on like the swag table, or just like a couple bucks or something. It's more likely to happen than not. I've worked with a couple of sticker vendors. They're actually really good. The Sticker Ninja was the one that I was working with just recently, and I will say they are really good at helping people who do not know printing. They're really cool with just letting you know, like, oh, hey, if you can lighten this up, or if you can, change the color profile for this, it'll look a lot better. Really handy. Not great when you don't know what they're talking about, but a quick Google and you can usually figure it out. It's okay. No worries. I'm not going to get rich off stickers. I'm going to get rich off being an adorable blue kobold. That's what's going to happen. There we go. I forgot about the Wonder Weave. There we go. And the stickers that I usually do, I think the last set of stickers I did, it's like $3 a piece. And they're like 3-inch stickers, so they're a decent size. There we go. Although you mentioned splash art, Septio, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I was on the fence. I'm like, should I do splash art for the 5th chapter? And it's like, still kind of on the fence. It's like I've done it for the other ones, so it's kind of a tradition, but I also know that a lot of people feel like it's a kind of a cheat when it comes to a comic page. It's like, that's not a page. You didn't do a page. I believe you have just described Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb. I could be mistaken. This knee is bothering me. Yeah, it doesn't look right. All right, scrap that. Scrapping the knee. No, knee scrapped. So am I to assume that you're in favor of chapter splash art, Centio? Are you a sucker for tradition? Ah, yes, the Fedora of Disguise, followed shortly by the Trilby of mild discomfort. I got really confused when those hats got really really super popular. I was like, there's nothing wrong with these hats. But somehow, some way, the wrong connotation got added to it. No, still not there. It's a weird angle. It's definitely a weird angle. want to fix up this sketch. It's like, could I have inked over the original sketch? Yeah, I mean, I probably could, but... Oh, no, I appreciate the consideration. It's like I was telling folks earlier, I have completed all of the comics for 2023. They're all done. I think all but one are scheduled and up on my site. So it does not ruin my workflow at all to work on such things. In fact, I probably will, just to give myself a little bit of a break, since drawing comics and drawing individual images are completely different beasts. I've also got what is it? Well, lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's not too difficult with the old Fabian Zib train. It's not a lot of track. But no, it does not wreck my workflow too much at all. I can always use something fun to do. And I feel like some of my other chapter splash art was a little... wasn't quite there. Wasn't quite where it could be. I was pleased with how the chapter 4 artwork came out, but it just didn't really reflect the story very well. So hoping to fix that and have some good stuff going. Like building things. Common Hood. Common Hood sounds like a really lousy white drop from a mob. While attuned, boosts stealth and deception greatly when not wearing it, but having it on your person. Decent boost to combat when worn. I would like to think, because I see them in old cartoons all the time, bowler hats are a +2 fisticuffs. Because every time I see like an old Looney Tunes or an old like Disney cartoon, and there's some like dog with a bowler hat, he's always gonna punch somebody. And yeah, I gotta check that out. Common Hood. I've never heard of Common Hood. I'll tell you, I was sneaking a ride in my roommate's backpack. Went to the hobby store. I saw a game called ISS Vanguard. Holy cow, it looks neat. It looks super complicated, but it also looks neat. Kind of like the tail being this way too, because it kind of makes that... It finishes out like that arc. Yeah. I didn't want her to have it like flying out behind her, because it would look odd. But that's good to hear. Just so long as you're content with what you do. Absolutely. I mean that's a great point, and I feel like that's something that a lot of folks, including myself, forget all the time. And it really should be about doing stuff that you like to do. That is one of the reasons I started back up doing updates with Trap Finders. I just realized, I'm like, you know what? A, no one's going to draw this comic for me. Not that I was shopping it around, but really more along the lines of, if you want it done, you have to do it. Write the story that you want. I've been getting lots of advice to do that. And it's slowly sinking in. My superior draconic skull filters out a lot of the human nonsense, but it's a good game. It takes place in a very bad times where people are just being kicked out of their homes, and the main character goes to an old factory that her family used to work at and found a few people living there. Oh, interesting. Common Hood. Actually, the very first half of that paragraph could be the plot to both RoboCop 1 and 2. I'm just pointing that out. Good people are just being kicked out of their homes because they live in a crappy part of Detroit. Oh, I remember when I first sketched this out, I was debating if I should do Let me see if you guys understand my quarrel here. So I had theorized that it would be better to do an image where the mace was like bending like in force and speed, but I was concerned it would look silly. Oh, cool. You build your own stuff. You build shelters and workbenches. Nice. That sounds interesting. I do like some of those survival crafting games. I don't play them very often since my PC is dead, but I also don't have a tremendous amount of time for them. I think the one that I played the most was Conan Exiles. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if like the curvature would make it silly or if it would look like there was actual like force being put behind it. Looking at it now, kind of silly. Not that the comic is, like super serial, but I feel like the mace probably looks better with that. Like this thing is not bending for anything, and it is going to smack you into oblivion. Or, you said or? It's doing my best Oliver Twist. Mace with flexible string wood for haft. Very cool. There is a little secret-y about this mace. Flexible strong wood for haft. Yeah, like a traditional quarterstaff. How they can flex a little bit. They're not super rigid. Both of you guys like to type too fast. I was gonna say, but a mace with a string on the haft. I mean, that kind of sounds like a flail or like a really inefficient nunchuck, but that would be interesting. Ooh, another pizza. Oh God, pizza. Always in the mood for pizza. Pizza's not in the mood for me all the time, though. Oh, let's take a look and see. Yeah. This is kind of jiving with me. I really do like this. String wood would be a series of bamboo sticks. I'm trying to remember. There was a wood. Used to go camping a lot, and there was just a really. I think it was just like young wood, like it was like a young tree or young branch or something. But like it like peeled apart, and this was a regular like deciduous tree. This wasn't like a conifer. And it was weird. You ordered a pizza at 1 a.m. I mean, there's the prerequisite. I mean, if it's after midnight, you need to be either 13 or drunk. Those are the stipulations. I don't make the rules. I just talk about them after making them up. 1 a.m. At least tell me you had some Ronies on there. Give me some pepperoni on that. I went through a serious phase with red onion on pizza. Not bad. You forgot to eat? Bruh. Sausage on the burger. I am partial to a good sausage pizza. Like a meat lover's pizza is 100% my thing. Black Fox, you have in your hand a device that can remind you to eat at any time. Just set an alarm, Noon rolls around, it's just like, and there's like, oh, I gotta go eat lunch. And then, 5, 6 rolls around. And you're like, oh, cool, I gotta eat dinner. Oh, no, I can understand it. I can definitely understand it. I've got friends, and even myself sometimes run into stuff like that. ADHD is, ooh-wee. Food. Most of the roommates that I've had are a little bit more eloquent than the monosyllabic food. It's like the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Food. 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 I will say there's one place. There's a couple little places. There's a little Japanese place near here. I don't go to very often because, as it turns out, Japanese food is expensive. It's delicious though, and that is if someone was just like food, I'd be like, "Are we talking about Tokyo?" And they'd be like, "Food," and I'd be like, "Okay, well, we're going." And as I've mentioned before, pizza. And if you can find, and this is rare nowadays, but if you can find pizza at a little mom and pop, little crappy restaurant, if it smells like the inside of a bowling alley, you're home. Ah, at least they're not rude. That's cool though. That's cool. I mean, they know you. They know you enjoy it, but they're respectful enough to ask. That's cool. There's no assumption there. Well, that sounds gosh darn delightful. Okay. Cool. Yeah, not much to really change on this one. I think I kind of had it with the original, but this helps outline it a bit more and gives me a little bit more of a core idea of what's going on. So, also helps with the arms, because the arms were a little bit nutty when we first got this one. So, cool. Well, okay. Shall we move on to another project? Oh man, this is great. I hope you guys are having fun. Like, honestly, I really hope you are. I'm having a great time. I've been in the same 5-foot square for, 2 hours, and I've been having a great time. I don't know what bowling alley you've been going to, but most bowling alleys in my area smells like chemicals. The one thing that I always remember from bowling alleys is cigarette smoke, because they existed before cigarettes started getting phased out. Not that I like the smell of cigarettes, but for some reason the ambiance of it is just like, oh yeah, bowling alley. I think it was one of the last places you could smoke. Oh, Jam, she's in there somewhere. Now that one I have seen, the Anna and Teddy one. Still wondering where that went, but let's see. Let's see, where is the jam piece? Let me save this up and do a little digging. It's funny, like this Katya sticker would be a lot of fun, but it's like I really would need to follow it up with more characters like doing similar stuff, like, like leaping or dodging or whatever. But then it reminds me of my favorite trope from anime, where it's like, hey, it's the intro. Everybody attack nothing. Like, use your cool attack, but don't hit anything. I've always loved that little trope. It's just like, because I mean, what does Goku do in the Dragon Ball Super? I mean, he just Kamehameha, not at anyone. He just does it, because why not? Okay, where's Jam? It used to be running. Running was the big anime thing for a long time. Then it was kind of like jumping past the camera. And then it just became use your super special attack, but not against anything. Just use it. Jam, where's me shirt? There she is. I believe I had started coloring that. That kind of came across when I started really working on the comic. So not that she fell away from anything, but really more that I didn't get a chance to really develop her further. Let's see. This is where she's at currently. Not bad. Definitely had a Dragon Age moment with that with the lower armor. She needs some color eventually, and I'll have to do that. Trope makes up 40% of my brain space, while the other 30% fights and 30 being lore. Yeah. I was talking to a writer friend of mine, and I was telling her about the music to the game Bravely Default. Like, it's really good. Like, it's just good. Get your blood moving music. And she's like, oh my god, my creative process is absolutely music. But oh, good. I'm glad she's happy with it. I actually was going to hit a few spots here. Now that I'm here, I can do that, and I'm gonna. That's what it was. Adjust line width. I've been playing with more of the toys here in Clip Studio, and they've been fine to me. There we go. This tool actually allows me to thin out the lines without having to redraw them. Makes at this point it's kind of making her legs look less chunky, because I really heavily drew them. I think I was just pressing into the screen really hard. She's missing some toes. Let's get those toes in there. Boop. Okay, let's get them in there properly. How about that, Zeb? How about getting the toes in properly? Oh, I really don't think I'm going to put them in there properly. I'm just going to slap them in there and be done. There we go. Well, that's garbage, but there we go. That's better. Yeah. Oh, the armor. That's something else I wanted to thin out just a little bit because it seems a little bit chunky. Colors would be dark, like thieves, to blend in with dark environments. Makes sense to me. I think I was very inspired by the 3rd edition of Dungeons & Dragons because look at all these buckles. God, buckles on buckles on buckles. Boodly doodly doo. Yes, that's what I was doing. I was doing the thing I was doing. And the only thing that's difficult about this is just making sure I don't hit other lines that I don't want to thin out. There we go. Witchcraft. There we go. There we go. Yeah. It looks more mobile now. Instead of looking like big pieces of, like, bacon, they actually look like they're studded mail. I mean, multi-belt and buckles has its place. I mean, obviously the first time I saw that kind of design choice was in, like, Edward Scissorhands, and I was just like, oh my god, I didn't realize I needed this in my life. And then shortly thereafter, D&D 3rd edition came out, and you'd think they invented the buckle, because there were just buckles and straps everywhere. Not that I complained, but it was really more one of those things where it's like, oh god, drawing fan art, this is going to be hard. It's going to be just buckles. So it can get a little overwhelming at times, but it is still an interesting design choice. Oh, that's right. I think I was kind of like in the cleanup phase for Anna. Not Anna, Jam. I was just getting rid of some old lines and cleaning up some leftovers. Always good. Don't want to leave leftovers on the plate that will attract the bears. We do not want bears in this stream. There is no room for bears. There we go. Okay, yeah, and that was a little prominent. Yeah, those two. Yeah, thin those lines out. Do want to keep some of them, but yeah. Oh, right, and I didn't have her. There it is. That's better. Okay. Yeah. Oops. I have once again fall prey to the zoom in, idiot. I have this thing about drawing very far away, and it doesn't help me. I don't know why I keep doing it. This pen is a little bit... Oh, I see. Well, let's just redo that, huh? Shall we? I was like, why is this pin so chonky? And it's like, oh, it's set to chonky. Maybe I should de-chonk it. And I did. And lo and behold, anti-aliasing was there. Everyone had a great time. Na, na, na. We are looking for stars. Wonder Weave is designed to blend in with her fur colors. And without her Wonder Weave, she wouldn't be able to fit into very tight spaces. Yes, I remember that. I remember that detail. Wonder Weave kind of is a constrictor for her. As you could tell, the hips, there's no Wonder Weave. So it's just like, uh-oh. Her butt's going to get stuck in an air vent. Yeah. There we go. Cool. All right. Let's see. I will have to put Jam on the docket to get her colors done here. I mean, either way, it's going to be something the town guard is going to laugh at. I mean, when there's ferret butts sticking out of a window, it's going to be like, all right, here's the great master thief in all her glory. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. And as if you guys haven't already noticed, but I talk to myself a lot while I'm drawing. And it is just a part of the affliction of being an artist. Because you gotta talk to yourself. No one else knows how brilliant you are. Let's get some highlight on that so I know. There we go. The end of the dagger. Oh, that dagger is thick. T-H-I-C-C. Let's drop that down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's an edge. It's not like it's a dull blade. There we go. Now, the tail, I do want to leave a little bit of that. Yeah. The knife, definitely want to bring that down. Good, good, good. Yeah, it's a Swordbreaker. Oh, there we go. There's another line to clean up. See, the problem is, yeah, talking to yourself does pass the time, but then eventually you're just like, wow, me and me have so much in common. Wait. Okay, let's fix up this hand a bit, because it is... Probably use black ink on that, Zibby. All right. Zoop. There we go. And that thumb needs to come out a bit more. The tendon that connects that thumb to your hand is very round, but it's also very big. I would imagine even on a ferret, it would probably be more prominent than how I had it. Let's make sure we get a third finger in there, because that finger looks lonely. I very much appreciate that there's a Twitch channel for Bob Ross. And they play Bob Ross episodes of The Joy of Painting. And listening to him talk is just so conducive to drawing. Just because not only is he talking about like what he's doing, like he's specifically talking about what he's doing almost all the time, but he's also like, he's very, what's the word? Wow, I can't believe I can't think of the word. I'm a wordy son of a bitch. He is very, I guess, positive and very much like encouraging. That's the word I was looking for. Encouraging. He's very encouraging. And it's fun. It's nice to have. It's unfortunately, it's something that I think a lot of artists get, is this negative attitude about their work, which I'm told is very unattractive. So I have been trying to avoid that. But her noodling movements. Story of Jam. That's much better. Let's get some creases for the knuckles in there. But oh no, that just makes it look that tiny finger. Oh, is that? Oh, I'm off kilter. I'm off kilter with that. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. That's better. Yeah, it's just nice to hear an artist just be positive and just we're going to take some sepia brown there and we're going to make a nice little cloud there. It's catching the evening sun, and your cloud might not look like this, but it's going to look like your cloud. It's going to be wonderful. And it's like, oh my God, clone this man. I even remember he had like a pet chipmunk. Kept him in his pocket. I guess it was a surprise too, because like they didn't know he had him, and like he was in like the middle of taping, and he's just like, "Oh, hold on a minute," and then like opens up his shirt pocket. There's this little chipmunk, and he fed him like a peanut. It's like, oh my God, Bob Ross, please stop being a Disney princess with a fro. Okay, there's not too much, I think, at least that I can see, that needs a lot of attention on Jam. What do you think, Black Fox? What does Black Fox's girlfriend think? The Ferret Queen. The Queen has been summoned from her slumber. Judge my art. Judge it. Find flaws that only your eyes can see. Oh, no. There are times I'll add lines to something, or I'll just add something, and like even while I'm doing it, I'm like, no, this isn't gonna work. And it's like, nah, I didn't. So there we are. That's what I was trying to do. It's been a minute since I've opened this, so I'm trying to remember what I was doing at that time. So, oh yeah, the wrist crossbow. That's right. She's bristling with weaponry. Kind of like every 3rd edition D&D character. I'm harping on D&D 3rd edition a lot lately. Silly stuff. Well, let's sketch one out real quick. I don't think the one that I did last time I was very happy with. So let's sketch a wrist crossbow out real quick before we move on. Okay, so it's going to alter her bracer here because of the tension, so she'll have more of a cuff, and it's going to be rigid, but it'll have to follow her wrist, or her forearm, I should say. No. Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Mechanical pencil. So instead of making it like it's a separate piece, I'll just make it part of the bracer. In true Fabian Zib style, I will bolt metal to fabric because that's always a great idea. I do that a lot. It's kind of funny. Yes, she had a basket hilt, if I remember correctly. Fix this. This got a little too small. Now it's blue. Now it's all wrong. Blue is a fantastic color. It's just not the color I need right now. That's a little favor that she got from the ranger. Oh, no. I have striped the wrong part. Oh, man. I don't know if you guys have been around when you've striped the wrong part, but phooey. That is just not a good time. Yeah, she has a basket hilt on the sword. And we'll worry about that once we've got this crossbow, because the crossbow is going to be way more intricate than the sword. Yeah, let's see. I'm on a different layer, so that's good. I'm not going to wreck anything. Let's just go nuts. So we'll add the base of the crossbow here. Just some rivets, because that's me. But we will add some straps here. Around the forearm. There we go. I think there'd be a little bit of a convex nature to it since it's going on a round body part, like the arm. And so there's the back of the hand. So it's going to judge where the arrow would be. Or the bolt, I should say. Okay, so that is where our bolt would be. It's kind of off target. It's a little bit off target. Okay. I think it just needs to be a little bit further up. Something like that. There we go. Okay. Good for a sketch. Good for a sketch. Oh, the pistol crossbow. The small. Okay, so not a wrist crossbow, more like a hand crossbow. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. That might take a little bit more doing since she's got 2 weapons in hand already. I will have to think on that. Let me, and crossbow. Wrist crossbow. Okay. The pistol crossbow, there's small bolts, which you imagine, yes, but strapped to her wrist. Okay. I'm going to have to work on that because I'm not entirely certain how that would look. Because all of the mechanical portions of the crossbow are, regardless, between those two, they're similar. One's just on her wrist instead of being held in her hand. Okay. Okay, like a smaller wrist crossbow. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I will, let me note that. Okay. I remember reading the Drizzt books and how the Drow were so feared because of their hand crossbows. They have little sleep darts that they always used. Okay, so that's a good launching off point, I think. Where there was none before. Okay. Good, good. Okay, so that's actually nice. We've cleaned up quite a bit, and we've gotten some dynamic lines in there, and we have some work on the crossbow. So that's good. Well, let me save that up. What else are we working on tonight? Just did that. Still have to work on that. Do. Oh, I can finish that. Yes, I've been working on a character design sheet for Hiroko for a long time. This one just came out really cute, so I was playing around with it. There we go. One thing I found out that a neighbor of mine had a kind of kid's crossbow that we were playing around with, and they can launch fireworks pretty well, as it turns out. Makes you feel like Hawkeye. Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, kind of going with like the Thief games. Had different arrows, like water arrows to put out torches. That was such a clever game. Such a neat idea. And I guess they just wrecked it. A buddy of mine was telling me that like the newer Thief game was just terrible. Ah, yes, exploding bolts. Gotta have those. Flash bolts. That's a different bolt. That's a bolt that makes you wear a long coat, expose yourself to tourists. Flash joke. I could have gone with Flash animation. I really could have. I chose to go with the Public Indecency instead. I stand by my choice. I think the only issue I had with this was that Hiroko was getting a little beefy. Not that that's a problem. Oh, Lord, Flash Gordon. Every time I think of Flash Gordon, I always think of Fly, my Hawkman! Every frickin' time. And it always makes me laugh. They busted that out in the weirdest place possible in that American Dad Christmas special where they were fighting Santa. They busted out the Hawkman from Flash Gordon, and I almost lost my mind. I was like, this is, in a show about weird non sequiturs, this is the best non sequitur I've seen in a long time. Nobody else understood why I was laughing my ass off, but it's okay. Okay. Yes, I'm as glad as everyone else that her tail is bigger. When they were more chibified, I didn't mind drawing little puffball tail. I thought that was pretty cute. I've since kind of gotten away from that style. Chibi is okay, but it's kind of everywhere now. So I kind of like wanted to develop a different style without being too far off. Found some great Japanese books about chibi style. It's very nice. Very nice stuff. Okay. I remember I had an office job where I came in really early because it was difficult to get to the building on time just because of really, really wild traffic. And I remember I would bring my at the time I was using a Wacom, like a simple Wacom tablet, just like not like a computer monitor tablet, but just a regular tablet. And I was using that and my laptop to draw the comic. And it's so funny when, I guess not funny, more annoying when other artists are really, I don't know, crappy. Not in skill, but in like personality. There was a dude, he was another artist, and he got all sniffy about the fact that I had my my laptop at work. And at one point he pointed over, he's just like, well, Zib's got his laptop. And it was awesome because my supervisor was walking by at the same time. And without missing a beat, he just walks by while this kid is saying this. And he's like, Zib's here at 6 a.m. Just, that's all he said. You know, it's like, thank you. The Tangle Bolt is a gift from her boyfriend. It creates vines that ties people up and also makes vine rope if shot up on a wall. I guarantee you that is not the only way they have used that bolt. Guarantee you. But yeah, that other guy that was having a fit about it was another artist. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe try not being a dick. I'm little, I'm blue, I'm pretty unassuming. Nobody really has a problem with me. Why don't you just chill out? Yeah, it was a silly... Unfortunately, this was well before the bruh moment. But yeah, it was just like, bruh. Yes, Black Fox, that is what I was insinuating rather smoothly. But thank you for absolutely bringing that joke home. Oh, man. Oh, just looking here. Hey, One Magical Beast, if you are a bot or not, I appreciate you being here. So, welcome to the stream. If you've been here for a time, then you already know that I'm small and blue and very, very, very awesome. So, have another version of this where this Hiroko on the left is looking over at the Hirokos on the right, and she's kind of got like a little drool. I was like, no, let's not do that one. I think her torso might need to be elongated just a little bit in that side art there. I mean, some people are into Vines, Black Box, just how it is. God, remember Vine? Oh, man. What a great format. Interesting. I have a similar system in place with a mechanic of Kisuke's, so we'll see that a little bit later. Not right away, but we'll see that a little bit later in the story. Every time I hear this song, it makes me think of like a futuristic like shopping center. Like, welcome to Star Mart. For English, press 1. For Nerubian, press... I don't know why you'd have to press buttons for a language. I'm just going here. I don't go here, man. I'm not from here. Oh, Centio, you may want to, if you feel it is important, you may want to say your goodbyes to Black Box, because from what I understand, corn maze season is opening up in Canada, and we've had a lengthy discussion about the dangers of corn mazes. The seed comes in small and large, and they look like arrowheads. Oh, that works out really well. That's a very elvish design. I think I could be wrong on this, but okay, yeah, actually I like that more. Her arm was getting this weird shape because of its positioning. I know you enjoy a nice corn maze, and I'm just saying I would hate to lose you. Oops. What is that foot even doing? Oh, bear spray. I mean, bear spray is a great idea, but this is Canada, man. He needs moose spray. It won't do any... I mean, if you've seen a moose in real life, which fortunately I have not, but if you've seen them ever, they are absolute walls of meat. Oh, fair. Yes. Okay. Come on, man. I work on a comic with talking animals. Bear spray means something completely different to me. The shopping center loses atmosphere and a vacuum is formed. Please grab the nearest immovable object. Help will arrive in 15 minutes. There we go. A little bit of butt. All right. Some of these expressions were a little hit or miss. I do like playing with the expressions, though. Like, I have tried to make the Critterkin to be very expressive. I feel like that's something animal characters can do so much better than humans. Also, they're more fun to draw. But, there we go. Bow hunting. Bow hunting's pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. Place I used to live, they actually allowed, I think it was residents over 65 could legally own crossbows to hunt with. So they're just like, well, you're retired, you probably don't have any muscle mass. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of hunting for like for kills, but I do like the idea of kind of hanging out in a blind, being real quiet, watching nature happen around you. I did see a video of a dude, I guess they were hunting, I don't know if they were specifically hunting bear, but they're chilling out in a tree blind, and this little black bear is just like, doo 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 doo, and just kind of climbs up to say hi. I was like, on one hand, it's like, that's absolutely terrifying. Black bears are still, despite being small, very powerful animals. So I wouldn't want to mess with one. On the other hand, how enchanting is it that a bear decided to climb a tree to say hi? You know? You're just sitting in the forest enjoying a coffee, and then this bear just kind of sits next to you like, hello, I'm bear. And you're just like, oh, cool, bear. And then, you know, down on the forest floor, you hear, where's my kid? And that's when you get a chance to think before you die. I always thought it was weird that repeater crossbows did happen in history. They weren't popular and they didn't last very long, but they did happen. I guess there was a design for them that I think it popped up in Germany. The only reason I know that is because they used it in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I much rather prefer hunters that go for reasons like, you know, I'm gonna eat this animal, I'm gonna utilize it, you know. Sport hunters to me are always kind of, I don't know, trashy. I would imagine because the draw would have to be much easier for it to be mechanical. Yes, crossbows were in use for a very long time. In fact, even after the advent of the musket, crossbows were still the best anti-armor weapon there was. It says it turned out shot would expand when hitting plate mail. Even chainmail was a decent defense. Oh, cool. I did not know that, Black Fox. That's very cool. One thing's interesting about some hunters, and from what I've gathered, actually, just seeing some humans, a lot of hunters are conservationists, which I can appreciate. I can definitely appreciate. Um, but it's interesting. You ever want to talk to one of them about like a specific type of animal, like a bird or other like kind of huntable animal, and man, they just know everything about the ecology of that animal. And it's really fascinating. It's just like, that's really cool. Like, you're super into that specific animal. It's like, I know you're hunting them, but with that said, it's just like you know everything about them. So you can see one at a distance and go, that one's sick, or that one's too young, you know, that one's a female, or whatever, you know. It's really cool to see in action when people can do that. Oh, Cree tribe. Nice. I used to live up north further, and I was close to. I always laughed because the name sounded silly to me, but Ho Chunk, and they had a big establishment up there. It was interesting. Gosh, there were others. I can't remember all of them. But yeah, I'm not super familiar, but I've heard a lot of names from nearby. So that's awesome, though. It's kind of nice to know your heritage. Me, I'm just blue, blue and small, and amazingly draconic. But all right. Here we go. Got your little feet. I'm going against my better judgment, and I'm trying to make everyone somewhat digitigrade, because it doesn't make sense if they're cousins of the Pharaoh to not have digitigrade legs. It's silly. Oh yeah, story time. Black Fox's origin. We are going to elongate this torso a little bit, because she's kind of got a little too short. A little too short in there. Oh, that's just the line drawing. Okay, I just grabbed the wrong piece. There we go. There we go. And just elongate it by a couple of inches and gives her a much nicer, more personish shape. I mean, she's so orange. I mean, she looks like a pumpkin if I don't give her some torso. Oops, that's white. There we go. Said there we go. Oh, that's cool. Seen a lot of people truly care about their suits. I've also seen some suits that it's just like, oh boy, you need to wash. You need to wash real bad. There we go. Yeah, legs were a little bit off. That's cool. It's nice to feel that you belong in something. Seen some really interesting designs too, so there's a lot to like. There is no hug quite like a fursuit hug. Especially if you get them fresh. It's their first time being out at the convention. You see me give them a hug. It's a nice experience. Later on in the convention, like I said, some of them need a wash. Or at least a brush. Is it just me, or are neither of these designs Hiroko? I don't know what I was on when I did that. Yeah, exactly. She's kind of got a wide face. There's just something. I think it's the eyes. It's like I was going for something there, but it's definitely different than the eyes I normally do. And now that I look at them, I'm like, what was I even going for? Yeah, there's a few of those floating around, unfortunately. But that's why we fill our lives with nice people. Yeah, this is closer to what she normally looks like. And that chin is a little bit strong. She has kind of a rounded off chin. That was more noticeable in the early pages of the comic. I get a little too hung up about on the point on her chin, and it's just like, it's really more rounded off, and her neck is way too thick. I mean, she's a tough kid, but she is not, you know, she's not built. She's not built like Katya. Built like a shit brick house. Hey, have fun making that food. Enjoy. Yeah, this has been a nice stream. This has been a good one. I didn't play anything, but I guess it's been a lot of fun, actually. And it's funny, it's like I didn't get any comic work done. Not really in the broad sense of doing comic pages, but I've been meaning to get some of this art pushed along for a long time. Like it's been kind of just sitting in my folders. So this is nice. It's nice to be able to kind of rattle everything out and dust off the cobwebs and update it or finish it or what have you. That is a pretty good character sheet. Tummy's a little weird. Your hip is a little bit too far out. There we go. Yeah, her markings are what's throwing me off there. Yeah, I was pretty busy with the comic, but I do need to draw different stuff. Like you kind of get stuck in patterns and you get stuck in methods and traditions and stuff that you kind of build yourself, and on a lot of that it can be good, especially if you build like really healthy habits for drawing and things like that. But other times it can be really bad for your art stagnating and just having a very lackadaisical approach. Something that I've been really hoping to get more into is tutorials for Clip Studio, because I'd really like to improve my line art. I think it's gotten better since I started, but I'd really like to improve it, as well as my coloring. My coloring I don't feel very confident with, but I'm getting there. I don't know why I had this hand so thick, but I bring that down a little bit. Hey! Pop-Tarts, I assume. That was pretty... That's Pop-Tart time. I mean, that's not... I'm going to go make a quick creme brulee for a friend. Oh, no, this is just like... I'm going to toss a Pop-Tart in. Either that, or you're like a cooking show and you had one in the oven already. Oh, there you go. Clever, clever. It's so funny. You know, it's just like, there are so many times when I just kind of look around. I'm just like, my God, I'm living in the future. This is neat. There we go. Yeah, that's the one that needs to get changed. Need to get that. Oh, bump out. There we go. Oh, also, thanks to anybody who was involved in that poll that I took. I was just really interested because I've seen a couple of artists that do. There was a couple of artists that do on Picarto, and I just wondered if anybody else had used it or if anybody else was like, "Oh yeah, you should do your art on that." Oh, she's not spicy. Besides, it follows the old 80s tradition. If she's covered in fur, she's not naked. Oh, well, hey, thanks for voting twice. Yeah, I had no idea that the Picarto app was so poorly supported, so if that changes in the future, I might revisit it, but I will just stick to Twitch for now. It seems to be a little bit more accessible for people as well. Besides, if you don't follow a lot of artists... yes, this is two kinds logic. That was one of the things that reminded me of that other artist kid that I used to work near, because I'd be drawing, and it's like, it's figure drawing. It's, you know, it's any type of body you're drawing. It's just shapes. You know, it's when you're an artist, after a while, you're just like, it's just shapes. And he would always be like, you come up and you're like, are you drawing porn? I'm like, no, I'm drawing a body. It's, go away. It's just like, I have no idea why people don't like you. Yeah, it's so weird that people think you're a dick. It is one of those things that until you start drawing, until you start looking at things artistically, even I'm not great at it, and I've been doing this for a while, you begin to see the shapes, and you begin to be able to break things down in your head, and it's really, really fascinating to see. Oh, wow, if it isn't the music that's playing in my head all the time. Well, yeah, I mean, it's tasteful right there. But it's also one of those things where it's just like, you start looking at it, and it's like, it's shapes. It's not that big of a deal. I find it very interesting that people will rail against things that are natural and embrace things that are unnatural. This isn't a soft launch of the adult Trapfinders comic, but God, that would never get off the ground. Oops. I know you didn't intend for that to sound mean. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. You're absolutely not wrong. It's just the way that that's phrased is just funny. Oh, this isn't a soft launch of the adult. It'd probably be more popular. yeah, probably would. Who knows? At some point in the future, maybe I'll lose my mind and I'll just do everything I want to do. Even stuff I don't want to do. I think I should have like a pinned note at the top that just says something like, "What Black Fox is trying to say." Oh, I see now. I was like, why is her head so weirdly shaped? It's because her eyes are not. They're too far from the temple there. Does he need more soap? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a whiplash. And I mean, I can understand that. So apologies if that was a kind of a throw off for you. I will say that I think most of those early pages are about 11 years old. So it's been a while. But yeah, it is a bit more restrained when I was first starting. I mean, January 1st, I made the fuck it adjustment. I was just like, fuck it. Let's just do this. Let's just draw the comic I want to draw. Yeah, more creepy hats, please. Actually, not gonna lie, I thought about the creepy hats the other day. I was like, what if I made like Kigus or something that were kobolds, and then they had weird little kobold hats? That'd be fun. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The site did kind of explode once. That was not my favorite day. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, interestingly enough, I got a real tick in my tail about the site, because I was like, you know what, I can't really trust any host ever. It's why I've kind of thought about moving to Webtoon, but I do like having my own site because I can do whatever I want with it. And I was like, gosh, I really wish I could just download everything, because I mean, I never know. And I found a plugin for WordPress. I think I mentioned it in the Discord, actually. I found a plugin for WordPress that lets me download all of the comic assets. So they are all backed up on a Google Drive, just sitting there, being cool. Big fan of that. Yeah, it's interesting because I can understand just coming from my own experience. It's just like, yeah, sometimes things just aren't working out. And you just need to stop. Um, but yeah, it's weird when people come back and they have a very um, oh yeah, it was like 2017 if I remember correctly. Um, but yeah, coming back from a long hiatus, it's hard because I know there's a feeling that you're like I want to start fresh. I want to get rid of some dead wood, and I want to do things over. And I've had to fight myself because it's like I really wanted to go back and start redrawing some of the old pages, and it's like nah, I have new pages that I have to draw, so we'll just live with the old ones. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's always hard when someone comes back from a hiatus and it's like it's a really cool thing, but then like the subject just completely drops uh into something unexpected, or at the very least like something really violent. Especially that's always kind of scary. Oh, that actually turned out pretty good. Quite happy with that. All right. Yeah, gosh, 2017. That feels like a lifetime ago. Cool. What else do we have up here? Oh, yep, that's the first comic of 2024. And that's on its way, so good deal. There's that. Oh, that's right. I have a Katya one as well. Oh, that's weird. The slice of life comics are usually a little bit more balanced, or at the very least, more I don't know, more relaxed. Uh, that sucks. I've never really liked it when things. I mean, even just ending a comic is fine. You know, even just ending a comic and being like, okay, yep, I'm done drawing this, done writing this. Thank you, everybody. I've had a great time. You know, that's all that's fine. But I really hate it when they go scorched earth and they just like kill off characters or um, all kinds of stuff. So tame. I can only assume you're referring to Trap Fighters. It's pretty tame. It's funny because I do love my characters. I do love my story and everything, and it is something I think about all the time. But I don't know if I had a point for this. Uh, but it is interesting to think about doing other stuff with it. Oh dear, yeah. It's not easy stuff. It's not easy stuff to deal with, especially with medication. Yeah, that's rough stuff. I try to avoid the real heavy stuff with you guys just to make sure I'm not brumming anybody out about anything. Fortunately, my little blue life is not too bad at all. How about Zib? Real quick idea. How about you zoom in instead of being an idiot? Oh, that's transitioning and going through that. That's difficult. That's difficult stuff. I have respect for anybody who's going through that. It's not easy, but hopefully they find them their true selves. Which I'm happy to say a lot of people seem to be doing really well. I had somebody ask me if Katya was a guy at one point, or if they were non-binary or anything. I was just like, no. The amount of censoring I've had to do, definitely, definitely more difficult. So No, that's terrible. There we go. Wow. Can't believe it's been 3 hours already. This is incredible. How are you guys all doing? You still alive out there? That's a lot of art. A lot of art to be dealing with. That's good. It's definitely good. Still making that chicken and rice. Chicken and rice sounds really good right now, actually. I haven't fired up my rice cooker in a long time. Used to be doing that a lot. I learned you could make chicken in the rice cooker. And it's pretty okay. Okay, all right. Well, this has been an extremely productive stream. Oh gosh, there's some other folks here. I'm sorry I didn't notice you. George W2 MS8P. Hope you've had a good time with the stream. A10, nice to see you. VL Mercy, nice to see you as well. Thank you for joining the stream. Just been doing a lot of drawing this evening since it's our last stream of the month. It's our traditional art stream. We've got a lot of stuff that we've been working on. Did a character sheet for our character Hiroko from Trap Finders. Very happy with how that turned out. And we didn't work on that, but we did work on... Let's see. Yeah, we kind of solidified a sketch for a possible sticker. Good stuff there. Got a model sheet for Keyscape. I think I'm going to be redoing that. And, of course, we've got Jam here that we're going to be working on as well. But did a lot of drawing this evening. A lot of drawing. Wow. I believe it is going to be time for me to crawl into my sock drawer and get a little sleep. Like I said, this has been awesome. I really love this monthly tradition of just sitting down and just doing artwork. So I greatly appreciate the encouragement. Yeah, I mean, Monday was all game day, but that was because everything was broken and horrible. It never stays broken for long. In fact, it's funny. Every time I hit the stop streaming button, things seem to magically start working again. It's almost like my system really likes to embarrass me in front of the people that I work on. But I think I will call it an evening now. I'm looking into doing more streams or streams at different times. Right now, I'm kind of streaming from 9 p.m. Central to midnight. And it works out okay for me, but I feel like it's a little late for some folks. So I may try to adjust that just so more folks can enjoy it, or at the very least, if people want to stick around longer, they can. But in any case, had a great night tonight. Hope you did as well. If you haven't joined our Discord, feel free to do so. And... yeah, if things work too well, then it's usually Slimezib's doing. Yep, that's me. Ah, crap. How did you get out of your jar?
I just turned it really, really hard.
I gotta get a sponge so I can get this guy. If you guys got it, gonna lock up and turn off the lights. All right. Very well. Thanks again, guys. Hope you have a good night, and we'll catch you again on Monday for our next stream. Have a good one. Thanks again for stopping by. See ya.
See ya.